You want to change your life, but how do we actually do this? You have tried this and that, yet still not satisfied, still not happy. Well, what if that the answer lies in ancient knowledge that you can apply to your life right now, and with integration change your life forever? So come with me, because not only will I share with you the wisdom of this ancient knowledge, but also the steps that I myself have undertaken to create that authentic change that you're seeking. So let's do this. Let's talk about Yin and Yang. Welcome to Be Happy.
It's all about caring and sharing and daring to open the heart. It's all about giving, forgiving, and living and doing my part.
The Yin Yang, or Tai Chi Tu in Chinese, consists of two parts, a Yin and a Yang. The Yin is the dark, it's the feminine, the night, the moon, and it's death. It's nothingness, no thingness. The Yang is the light. It's the masculine, the day, the sun, and it's life. And what we see is in the Yin Yang how these two goes in harmony together in this never-ending dance, having the most joyous time that they could have. What we find is also that inside of Yin there's Yang, and inside of Yang there's Yin. What this means is that even though they're different, they're actually the same, but they are seemingly different. Also, they exist in the same circle, they exist in the same context, and that's the context of life. In the West, we have the survival of the fittest way of looking at things. And you see it when you watch like nature documentaries. It's always about survival. So from this perspective, then Yin is chasing and trying to eat Yang, and Yang is chasing and trying to eat Yin, and they keep on chasing each other, trying to survive. But what we find is that if Yin succeeds in eating all of Yang, then there's no Yin. If Yang succeeds and eat all of Yin, then there's no Yang. So they only exist in relation to each other. Without the one, there's not the other. If I am me because you are you, and you are you because I am me, well then I am not me and you are not you, right? There's only an I in relation to there being a you. If there's no you, there's no I. There's no I, there's no you. And in you is the seed of me, and in me is the seed of you. If you go to me and you look me deep in the eye, well, what do you see? You see yourself. You see the reflection of yourself. So who lives in me? Is it me or is it you? Right? So even though seemingly different, we are the same. We also see it in the cycle of the day and night. There's only day because there's night. And there's only night because there's day. And in the day, there's the seed of night. In the night, there's the seed of the day. We know when it's day that, well, it will be night. And we know when it's night that it will be day. There's only life because there's death. And there's only death because there's life. And life bears the seed of death, and death bears the seed of life. Right? So, Yang, which is life, thingness, is what we experience here. Then we go to nothingness, no thingness. And from that, as we see, from the deepest of the Yin, Yang is there. So life is created from nothingness. And Yang is the masculine, and Yin is the feminine. And it's only in relation these two can create new life. It's only in this relation, when a man and a woman comes together, that they create new life. And life is created in the feminine. In the womb of the mother, life out of nothingness spear like a flower, and then comes out to life, lives the whole life, and goes back into nothingness. So this is what Yin and Yang is teaching us. It's teaching us that there's Yin and there's Yang, and these are the same, and they dance together forever and ever. Yin becomes Yang, Yang becomes Yin, Yin becomes Yang, Yang becomes Yin. That's the cycle. That's the law of nature. Beautiful, right? So there is a saying in the Tao, and I love this. The usefulness of what is depends on what it's not. Meaning, let's say I have my pot here with my plant in it. It's a beautiful pot, really. I got it from my grandmother. Beautiful pot and a beautiful aloe vera. Love it. The quality of the pot is what it's not. It is what it's not. So the pot is the yang, it's the thing. Inside is the yin, which is nothingness. The quality of what it is from what it's not. It can only be a pot because there's nothing inside, and then I can have the plant inside. And if you look in a room, well, if you had a room with no space in it, you wouldn't have a room. So actually the quality of the room is what it's not. It's the space, it's the no-thingness. So the quality of Yang is actually Yin. And if you had only space but no form, you would say the space in between what? There would be nothing. And if you had only form and no space, the universe would just be one big ball of thingness. But it is the relationship between the thingness and the nothingness that creates life. So let's say that you have a life crisis. Now, a fun thing about this actually is that, not that I know a lot about Chinese, but in Chinese the word for crisis is wei ji, which means danger, opportunity. That is a beautiful example of the yin and yang. One gets very, very sick and is near death sick. What can happen is that in the depth of the yin, of the sickness, of the decay, one starts to really take care of their health. So that's one example where one finds the yang in the yin. Let's say that you are in a relationship and you have a huge conflict, enormous conflict. The yin, right? So a funny thing is also, so everything has its yin, everything has its yang. So if we take the conflict in itself, well, when the conflict is more in the still, then it's more in yin. And when the conflict is like, fire's blazing, that's when the conflict is in yang. So everything has in it this circle of yin and yang. It's very beautiful. So let's say you have a huge conflict. In the depth of yin, you find the solution, yang. There you go, there goes the conflict. Now, with this new yang that you have found, you can grow your relationship more beautiful than you could before. Because of two things. You have seen more of the yin of the other person, of your partner. They have seen more of your yin. And in that yin, you have found the yang. Right? In knowing the yin of another person, the shadow, you get to know the full person. And you get to fall in love with the full person. Therefore, one has to love the yin just as much as one loves the yang. In my previous video, I talked about the mind as being a garden and understanding the mind while looking at it from this perspective. Whereas the trees are belief systems, the bigger the trees, the deeper the roots and the more of a core belief we're dealing with. So let's say that in my mind, in my garden, I have a forest of self-hate made of the trees of I'm not good enough, I'm ugly, my body is disgusting, no one loves me, I don't deserve love, and so on and so forth. All of this. Let's say then, I want to practice self-love, right? One way that I might go about this is like the typical way, which is why we never get the authentic result that we're seeking. We only go by the yang. I'm full of self-hate and I go, I love myself, 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 I'm beautiful. And this is good. Like, this is a good first step, but what it doesn't do is that it does not get to the cause. We try to escape from our yin by only focusing on yang. But what happens is that we are denying a part of ourselves and therefore cannot be authentic and therefore cannot feel whole because we're resisting our yin, and what we resist persists, right? So what we have to do is that we have to go deep into the yin. We have to stop what we're doing, turn around, look at the yin and be like, all right, man, I'm going down there. And then go into the yin. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Go into the yin. Ah! I love that. That's beautiful. Go into the yin. And that means going into all of the self-hate. Why do I hate myself? What does the voice say? And whatever you do, don't react. Just witness. Take a half step back and just witness what comes up. Write it down. Change the relationship. Don't take it so personally. That was the deal. So you go into the yin. What you will find in the yin is that which you are seeking. You will find yang. You will find self-love. You see, it's very easy to love yourself when you are in the yang. When life is good and you are happy and full of energy and everything is good, then it's very easy to love yourself. But it's very hard to love yourself when you are in the yin. Your energy is heavy, you don't feel good, you don't sleep good at night, and what you say comes off the wrong way, and so on and so forth. There, it's very hard to love yourself, and it's very easy to go into the forest of self-hate. That's also where we have to do the work. So what happens is that actually it's the yin which is facilitating your growth, your practice of self-love. So yin is facilitating your yang. My self-hate is facilitating my self-love and my practice. And when I get very good at this, well then even when I'm in my yin, I love myself. If I embrace my yin, I embrace my yang. If I embrace both yin and yang, I embrace the context in which they arise, which means I'm embracing all of me. If I'm embracing all of me, I am embracing life. If I'm embracing life, my heart will open up to life. And if I embrace my open heart, I embrace happiness. That is happiness. Happiness is to embrace yin, to embrace yang, to embrace life. Because life is both. Therefore, whatever you're working on in your life, if you don't see the results that you wish to see, that's because you're only focusing on yang. You have to go into the yin. I love it. Go into the yin. That's beautiful. Embrace the yin. That's how you gain the authentic results that you're seeking. That's how you gain the authentic growth that you're seeking. That's how you change your life. And ultimately, that's how your mind gets free. Because finally, you're not resisting anything from your life experience. Embrace everything and be grateful for the yin. That means you're grateful for the rain and you're grateful for the sun. Have you ever standed naked in the rain? You should do that. Then we can really embrace the sunny days and enjoy those too. Both of the enjoyment. Get like full, we get a full enjoyment of both the yin and the yang. The feminine is the yin and the masculine is the yang. And it's the dance, it's the relationship between these two that creates life. It's this relationship between the feminine and the masculine. It's the dance. The man can be the masculine, the woman can be the feminine. But the masculine also have the feminine, and the feminine also have the masculine. We can be in balance in ourselves, which will create relationships in balance, which will create a world in balance. And this is how the yin yang can actually create world peace. So that, my dear friend, is the wisdom of the yin and yang. Embrace everything. So that's it. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I will happily answer. And then see you next week. Be happy.